Hey tribe, welcome back to my channel. Today I promised I would make a video without using baked goods since there are some countries that do not have baked goods yet, and I've had a couple personal messages asking. So I am going to go ahead and share my recipe on how I make the mini cakes that I share at the club. And what we do is we start with an egg. And once you add your egg in, you're going to get your handy dandy Herbalife measuring spoon. And we're going to be using coconut oil. Now, you got to make sure that you liquefy your coconut oil. So what I do is I get like a big bowl of really hot water and just set the bottle of coconut oil in there, and it will loosen up like that. That is so that the cakes stay moist. And then we're going to add in our regular Herbalife protein drink mix, and we're going to be using vanilla. 2 scoops, by the way. We're going to do 2 scoops of vanilla protein, and that's just because if you eat 2 of these, it makes a whole meal. So if you're making these for yourself, you can just use 1 scoop of protein. It'll work the same. And then we are going to use the Dutch chocolate Formula 1. Because the first flavor that we're going to start with is going to be the chocolate one. So I call it double chocolate, the double chocolate cake. So we're going to put 2 scoops of double chocolate in there. And once we have that, we're going to add baking powder. And with our Herbalife measuring spoon, that is the small side. Usually when I say measurements, people are like, oh, what side of the spoon is that? So kind of just going with big side and small side. So coconut oil, big side, and baking powder, small side. And then we're just going to add a little bit of water so that you can get the texture of the mix. So we're going to mix that up until, if it's too powdery, just keep adding a little water until you get that batter that's kind of like the waffle batter, but you're just going to want it a little thicker, kind of doughy. So once I get that all mixed together, I am going to use my spatula. And just, you know how I am with my product. I don't like to waste product. Now I got this little cake pan from Amazon. I will link it below in the description so you can order it if you want to use them. I use coconut oil spray. You can use whatever it is that you use. If you use vegetable, whatever, it's fine. Just spray a little bit in there so that your cake does not get stuck. And like I said, a shake makes 2 of these. So I do sell them in pairs at the club. And I love this little scooper. It's the mini scooper for cupcakes, like the mini cupcakes. You can get it in any baking section. But I will actually link that below as well, just in case you don't want to go to the store to find it. And that's what I use. It's 4 scoops on each cake. And then after I get the 4 scoops on each cake, I just smooth it down. And I like to swirl it, so when it's baked up, it's cute. But this is actually the bottom of the cake, so it really doesn't matter. But you do kind of want it to be flat. So that is how I do the chocolate. And stay tuned in the video and I'll show you how I do the protein icings. I'm just going to start with all the cakes first because I do the icings while the cakes are actually in the oven. So this is going to be cake flavor number 2. And I'm going to start it out the same way, of course. It's going to be 1 whole egg, the big side of the coconut oil, and then we're going to add in our flavors. And I always start with the protein drink mix. So I'm grabbing my vanilla protein drink mix. And I will be doing 2 scoops of that. And then I will move on to my Formula 1 flavors. And this one actually has 2 different flavors. So the first flavor is going to be French vanilla. And I will be adding 1 scoop of French vanilla. And then our second flavor is going to be cookies and cream. And I will be adding 1 scoop of that. Now once I get the French vanilla and the cookies and cream, I'll be adding my baking powder, and that is the small side of the Herbalife spoon. And then we will add the little bit of water and do our mixing the same way we just did the brownie, or not brownie batter, but the double chocolate cake. And if this video is helping you, if you can please just like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so that you can see the next upcoming recipe videos. And I always take requests. I'm actually just going down the line of requests I've been getting since I've started this channel. And I will keep adding Herbalife recipes as well as our vlogs. And once I get all that mixed together, I'm going to grab my pan again and of course use my coconut spray, and I will, oh actually this flavor is going to be birthday cake. So I'm adding my sprinkles. I'm gonna fold these sprinkles in, and that's the small side of the Herbalife spoon, not the big side, the small side. You're gonna use the small side of your Herbalife spoon to fold in some sprinkles, and then we will be adding it to our pan, because this right here will be birthday cake. And if you stay tuned, I'll show you how to make the protein icing that I use for birthday cake on the top. And I'm just going to add it into my pan next to my chocolate ones. Usually I do a whole batch of 1 flavor and sell them that way out of the club, but I wanted to make this video, so I'm just going to make a couple flavors. So it's going to be 4 scoops in each side, and then I will flatten it out like I did with the previous one. Now, I was asked why I go through with instructions like this. One person has asked me that instead of just laying out ingredients, but I have thousands of messages from people thanking me for going through it, taking the time to do these videos and doing step by step. So I'm just going to continue doing it this way since it's helping so many people. But if you don't want to watch the whole thing, you can just, just fast forward it. But each cake is made differently and has different flavors of Formula One, as well as the icings are all going to be different. So that is why I decided to do just a longer video of me voicing how to make these cakes. So here we go with cake number 3. Again, I started with my egg and my big side of coconut oil. And then just like the last 2 cakes, I will add in my vanilla protein. And that will be 2 scoops again. And like I said before, if you only do 1 scoop of protein in your shakes and these cakes are for you, it's going to work just the same. It'll be exactly the same if you just put 1 scoop of protein, so you can definitely do that. But I always do 2, just because the price of these cakes is the price of a large shake, which is double scoops anyways. And I use double scoops, and I'm going to eat some of these cakes, so I decided to use double scoops. And I did put 1 scoop of wild berry in here. And the second scoop is going to be French vanilla. And this flavor is going to be the strawberry cheesecake. Stay tuned for the icing on this one, because this is one of my favorites just because of the icing that goes on top. And it is protein icing, guys. So strawberry cheesecake, vanilla protein, wild berry Formula One, French vanilla Formula One. And now I'm adding in my baking powder, and I already put in the egg and the coconut oil. So now we're just going to add our little bit of water, and we are going to mix this batter up like we did with the last ones. And once it's all mixed, then we will go ahead and do our 4 scoops of each one into the baking pan. And again, if this is helping you, like, subscribe, share with your Herbalife family. I will keep posting these recipes and I will keep taking the requests. I apologize if it's taking a while for me to get these requests out to you guys, but as you can see, it does take a little bit of time. So I'm going to go ahead and add my 4 scoops of the batter on each side. And then I will be smoothing it out, and then we can move on to the last flavor, because I am only going to do 4 flavors on this video. If you want more flavors, drop it in the comments below and I will get another video out like this of another 4 flavors. But I just wanted to start with 4 because I didn't want to have to make you guys watch an hour-long video. But this one is these 4. And the last one is going to be the pineapple upside down cake, which is the #1 best-selling cake that I have. Number 2 is strawberry cheesecake. Well, actually, all of the last 3 here that I made is like tie with number 2. But #1 selling cake is definitely this one, the pineapple upside down cake. And it's very simple. We're going to add 1 egg, just like the last ones. And after that 1 egg, we're going to add in the tablespoon of coconut oil, which is the big side of your Herbalife spoon. And then after the big side of the Herbalife spoon of coconut oil, we're going to grab our protein again, and we will be adding 2 scoops of the vanilla protein. And once we get the vanilla protein in there, we're going to move on to our Formula 1. And this product, you don't see it being used much, but oh my goodness, the things you can do with this pina colada shake is amazing. You just got to step out the box and just start playing with your products. With this one, I'm going to add 2 scoops of the pina colada. And then I'm going to grab my baking powder and do the small side of my Herbalife spoon. That's my daughter. She's trying to help me with my video. And then we're going to add our water again and mix the batter just like we did with the last cakes. And once we do that, we will get them added into the pan. And again, if this channel is helping you, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so that you can see when the next video will be posted. And also, if you would like any recipes to be shown, drop it down in the comments and I will definitely add it to my request list that I am working down right now. And also, if you do make these, I am so much appreciating everyone who is taking these recipes and using them, and then they're actually posting their outcome on their stories and they're tagging me on Instagram. And I think that is so amazing that I'm reaching out to these people and you guys are actually using the actual recipes and then tagging me in it. I think that is so awesome. So if you guys can continue to do that, I love it. I love seeing you guys use the recipes. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, I have it in the description below. My name is at iam.melissagibbs, and that is my Instagram. And yeah, just keep tagging me, keep posting your outcomes of the recipes, and also in the comments below, just let me know what other recipes you want to see. And I will definitely add that to the list. And I do hope you guys are enjoying my other playlist that I have added some vlogs and some things that I'm working on, and there'll be more, don't worry. But I will never stop with my Herbalife recipes. So definitely like, subscribe, share with your Herbalife family, and turn on notifications so you will be notified every time we post a new video. And now that I said all that, we're going to put these into the oven, okay? And while these are in the oven, we're going to work on the icings so that you can see how I top these cakes. So we're going to grab these and put these in the oven. While you're making your cakes, set the oven for 350 so it can preheat. By the time you're done making your cakes, it'll be nice and preheated. Throw it in there for 15 minutes. And you can make your icings while they're baking because it does not take long to make your icings. So we started with the chocolate cake, so I'm going to start with the chocolate icing first. And what I'm using here is my Herbalife teaspoon, of course, the big side. And in this bowl, I have the sugar-free chocolate pudding mix. So that's the blue box of the Jell-O brand of the sugar-free chocolate pudding mix. I will actually put that in the description below just so you can see the box, or if you want to order it, anything that's going to help, right? So with this one, I'm adding 1 scoop of our chocolate protein. If you don't have chocolate protein, vanilla protein works just as well because you do have the other chocolate flavors in there, because I'm also going to add some sugar-free sundae syrup. So you can add a little bit of that in there just to get more of the sweetness, because that chocolate protein isn't as sweet. But vanilla protein is sweet, so if you use vanilla, it's cool. But that's just what I use for this recipe. And then I add enough water to give it a texture because I want it to set on the cake well. It's not going to be like donut icing where it's thick and you have to smear on there almost like you're putting cream cheese on a bagel. So I'm just going to make my icing a little more runnier. So I'm just going to stir and add icing as I go until I get this type of texture here. This is the texture I like for icing. So it's fully loaded with protein, and it also has the sugar-free mixes for the flavorings. So this is how we're going to do our chocolate. This is the chocolate straight out the oven, so it's still a little hot and warm, but that's the perfect way to do this, right? So I'm going to get the chocolate icing, and I'm just going to set it on the top so that it'll do a natural run down the side of the cake. So I'm not actually like smearing it all over the side of the cake. I'm just going to dab it on the top, and it just naturally pushes the icing over the side, and it will fall to the sides of the cake. And that's how you get that drippy type look, I guess you can say. And then after you get the icing on there, we're going to add just some more of the sugar-free chocolate syrup across the top of them. And then we will just sprinkle some little tiny, I don't know if you guys seen them, but instead of the big chocolate chips, we're just going to sprinkle the teeny tiny mini chocolate chips that they have. They're so cute for these type of things, and it's less sugar. So we're just going to sprinkle a little bit of those on top. And that is our chocolate cake. And then we will move on to our next icing. I hope this video is helping you and it's not too long. But these are the chocolates. Don't they look so good? At the end of the video, I'll do better pictures. Boom. Chocolate. And now we are going to work on cake number 2. So again, I am going to grab my base, which is going to be white chocolate sugar-free pudding mix. And I'll also link that in the description below. And we're going to use the big side of the Herbalife spoon, which is a tablespoon. And then I'm going to grab my vanilla protein drink mix and add 1 scoop of that. And then I'm going to add in some water so that I can make it runny, just like the last one. And this flavor is actually going to be the topping of our birthday cake. So now that I got the texture that I'm looking for, which is not too runny, but runny enough, I'm going to grab my cakes. And this is what the birthday cake looks like once they're done. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to set the icing on the top. And once I set the icing on the top, it will start to run down the sides of the cakes. And that gives it that more natural icing rundown look like you would see in a bakery. And again, if this video is helping you, please like, subscribe, and comment below and let me know what you would like to see next. And turn on notifications. And now, again, this is birthday cake, so I'm just going to sprinkle a tad bit of sprinkles on top. You don't want to add too much because, you know, this is a guilt-free type of dessert. You can have them for a snack, 1 for a snack, 2 for a meal. And this is our birthday cake flavor. And now we are on cake number 3. And for cake number 3, the base of it is going to be cheesecake. So I'm grabbing my cheesecake sugar-free jello mix. And again, I am using the big side of the Herbalife spoon. And then I will be adding in my vanilla protein drink mix. And once I get that 1 scoop of vanilla protein drink mix, I'm actually going to grab my strawberry sugar-free preserves. Now this is for our strawberry cheesecake cake. So I have a brand new jar here. And I am going to grab another Herbalife measuring spoon because you know they're life. And I'm going to get the big side of the spoon and add that right in there with the jello mix and protein. And then I will pour a little bit of water. And I will mix it just like I did the last 2 ones. The jello is just a little extra. So now that I have everything in there, we're going to mix it to the texture that we like so that it is a little runny. This is really one of my favorites. And I'm pretty sure it's just because the protein icing is so good. And it's just so amazing that this icing is actually protein. So we are going to get it to that same texture as the last cakes, where it's, you know, creamy enough to run down the sides. And now I'm going to take my strawberry cheesecake cakes and just add the icing to the top. Like I showed you, we're just going to put it on the top. And then when you're dabbing it like that, it's going to push the icing down the side so that you get that bakery look of the icing where it just naturally drips down the side of them. And then once we get all the icing on the top of these cakes, I actually just do a little bit more on these. These are like the specialty of the specialties. So I have all the icing running down the side to get that look. And I'm going to use the caramel sugar-free syrup. I really, really, really love the Smucker's brand. So you do see me use that a lot in the videos. I actually stock up on that, especially if I see them out. So, oh, my white chocolate chips. Guys, gotta add white chocolate chips. There's just gonna be 2 of them, though, not a lot. Only 2 right in the middle of the cake. I know that's not cheesecake, but it's just like the perfect mix. You just put 2 little morsels on there, and then you grab the caramel sugar-free and drizzle it across the top, just like we did with the chocolate cake. We're going to do that with the caramel on the cheesecake. So this is strawberry cheesecake topped with some caramel and white chocolate. Really, really good. I mean, you could pick these up and eat them with your hands. You can also just eat them with a fork. You can warm them up in the oven because, oh my gosh, if you warm these bad boys up, they are so good. All right, and for the last one, we have our pineapple upside down cake, where, believe it or not, you do not even add icing. You get a pineapple. You could use dried pineapples or fresh pineapples. When I get customer client pre-orders for these, I use fresh pineapples because they're pre-orders, and that's what the client is ordering. With this one right here, I'm just doing dried. I don't know, just because it works both ways. But they're dried pineapples, and then I'm getting some cherries and just adding the cherry right next to it. And then I'll be going back to my Smucker's caramel-free syrup, and I will drizzle that across the top as well. And they are perfectly done. This is our #1 selling cake, and it's not even hard to make. So I'm pretty sure if you guys do it, you will get the same outcome in your clubs. People love the pineapple upside down cake, especially since it's guilt-free. So I really hope this video helped you. These are the 4 flavors I have. If you want to see 4 more, let me know. If you want to see some with baked goods, and let me know. Put everything in the comments below. Tag me in your recipe outcomes on Instagram, on your videos, Instagram stories. Again, like, subscribe, comment, share with your Herbalife family. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video.